Welcome back to the Taiwan Outlook. I'm Raymond Wu. In this final segment, we'll continue our conversation with Dr. Tzeng, State Minister in the government, about his responsibility and the role that he wants to play in the continued educational reform in Taiwan. Dr. Tzeng, you've been a State Minister now for almost 7-8 months. And what's your area of primary responsibility?
Well, I'm transformed myself too.
Okay, into
in charge of looking at different policy from education,
okay,
cultural,
yes,
construction,文件会,
yeah,
and also 体委会,
okay,
athletic
sports,
department,
yes,
and also news journal,
journals, yes,
Bureau of News. But anyway, all these are important. The way I look at it,
yes,
is education reform cannot succeed without social reform. That's the experience.
Precisely, yes.
We talk about a lot of great ideas, how to make your examination, into a more open and everything, whatever.
Yes.
You cannot change anything.
No.
If the people's mind didn't change. So I think 文件会, the society is very important. The cultural aspect is actually, without a good environment, you cannot have a good flower in any seed.
No.
And so
I agree.
You need to do the cultural reconstruction. People need to be culturally really reconstructed in Taiwan. Because we are so familiar with standard answer. And everybody
giving the right answer.
Yeah, and the old tradition is required to do something according to a rule. But the society is so diverse.
Yeah.
But education is so strict. And so we need to break that apart. But to break that, you need to have people appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that needs a cultural, in a sense, reconstruction. So in a sense, what I'm doing now is to pull all this together.
Yeah.
And maybe people say, not only the society is diversified, pluralistic, even human mind is also pluralistic.
Yes.
When we talk about different framework of intelligence, 多元智慧, that's very important.
Yeah.
We people talk about verbal, logic, mathematics, but people have visual art.
Of course.
People have performance dancer. People are athletic. We have Wang Jianming.
Yeah.
That's a great intelligence by themselves. And so we need to promote that. That people can be in their own position, own ability, create their own world. There's nothing like a diversified society with diversified talent. And our government had to really push for that.
Yeah. And also now that you are the State Minister that coordinates the different agencies in the area of cultural education and also the media, would you think that would give you an elevated angle over the evolution, the transformation of the Taiwanese society at large?
I think working on the Encyclopedia of Taiwan really brought me back to see Taiwan as the present situation. And now how we try to get our education in to make it work. And so between looking at history, looking at the present, and then really to try to project into the future, I know I'm in a position called Minister without portfolio. That means I don't have to do anything.
No. You have a lot more
the other thing is I have to do everything.
Yes.
And so with the governments, try to integrate many different departments
coordinate
to have the whole vision. So I need to be in a more higher position
of course,
to look at the future. And so Encyclopedia of Taiwan, the experience of compiling it really make me feel Taiwan is a great place. The only way we can succeed because we have passion for this island. And it's really a beautiful island.
Yeah, commitment to the future. Yes.
And it's also because of our people are talented in many different ways. The government had to provide a platform that let every talent fulfill their own dream.
Yes, that is very important. But Dr. Tzeng, in the years since you come back to Taiwan, you've been a professor, an educator, a government, public servant, and also at the same time you're being, editor-in-chief for a more enormous project on Encyclopedia of Taiwan. Which role do you enjoy and most comfortable with?
Scientist. As a scientist.
Okay. As a researcher.
As a researcher.
Okay.
As a teacher.
Okay.
Sometimes because I'm so busy now, I cut down a lot of time with my friend, and also my students.
Yeah, of course.
I feel sorry for that. I always want to meet the students.
Yeah.
But I don't have much time now.
But what you're doing is very important too.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But deep down in your heart, the only thing that left for you is you are a scientist. You try to look for the real things and do the right things scientifically.
I also know that in your spare time you enjoy reading, movie, and also badminton.
Oh, yes.
Do you get the chance to do that now? You have a very busy schedule, I imagine.
Well, I think everybody should plan their time for it. Sport is very important for your health and also
for
make
your
my
mind,
life
of course. Yeah.
mind clearer and also make my life prolong longer.
Yes.
Sport, you have to find time for it. So I try to block my time Monday and Thursday evening so I can play 1 hour of badminton. And this is very important. I really want our people, everyone, to know reading and sporting are two things that we should do in everyday life.
What are some of the more favorite books that you've read recently?
Well,
Will you
I'm
share with
reading
us?
a book called Shantalan.
Oh, okay.
I think that's it. I enjoyed reading that book because that book talk about Bombay, India.
Okay.
And Bombay just have,
Yeah.
the Taj
terrorist
Mahal
attack,
hotel
yeah.
just been attacked.
Yeah.
What behind it? All the diversity, all the poor and the rich, that kind of divide. What happened? What the culture? And something in Taiwan, as I said, we have all this diversity, but we never really have our kids taught them, let them realize in the other world what the religions look like, their culture. And poverty is nothing to be, shame of. It's something that you work in it, and then you see how people can deal with the poverty, the difficult situation, and can still striving for the best.
Okay.
And that's what education is all about.
And that's a strong motivation to
Yes.
get to the next level.
Yes.
And for the remaining few minutes that we have, let's go back to the Encyclopedia of Taiwan project. It is a very huge project, and you've given us a very thorough background about the objectives, the scope, and the magnitude of the project. But the project is only about 1/3 way through. You still have 2/3, 12 volumes to go. How do you expect the project, when it's completely, all 18 volumes finished, what would you expect of the work, the Encyclopedia of Taiwan work, can help in terms of not only for our people to understand ourselves better, but also for the international community to understand Taiwan better?
I think there are several things we have to do.
Okay.
First of all, we need to expand the scope of the support
Okay.
in every different sense,
Okay.
in terms of funding,
Okay.
in terms of people, manpower, and also we need to bring our scholars back in a better form of training.
Okay.
Because people are not used to doing this.
Okay.
And scholars coming from their own field, sometimes they are very stubborn.
Yes.
So then we need to find a common way. And then from the first 1/3 of the volume, the experience, we can then begin to improve
Okay.
for the next two or
2/3.
2/3 of all the 18 volumes. And that would be very important for us to make the job. And then you can envision we are now have not only the book paper version, we also will have digital versions, and people from all over the world. So we need to have English version, different language version,
Yes.
coming in, and they can type in, they can look for what they want, and they can ask questions. They want to know about Taiwan, and then they will be updating all the graphic pictures and so on. Something that we cannot put into the books, they will be there.
Yes.
our people.
In the digital format.
Yeah, and our people who create Taiwan over the last 60 years. And how Taiwan become Taiwan today. We need to show the people we are Taiwanese people who work very hard here.
Yes.
We have passion for this island.
Yeah.
And we have hope for our future.
Yes. My final question, Dr. Tzeng, in our discussion today on the program, we certainly could sense that you have a lot of passion for Taiwan, for its future, for its people. Where would you expect Taiwan to be 5 and 10 years down the line?
I think economically, we're going to pull out pretty quickly, more than the other countries.
Quickly.
Because Taiwan has a lot of brain power.
Yes.
And so we can work together, and then with the help, with a lot of people, not only in this island, but globally, in many other places. Our people will work together to help Taiwan go through this economic disaster.
Yeah.
Taiwan will pull out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe
And then
so.
after that, our education reform will gradually go to a good, we talk about 12 years compulsory education. It's
Exactly.
going to be finished. And so will be a normal. And then we talk about the diminish of the digital divide.
Yes.
And then we're going to have knowledge divide.
Yes.
Or between the poor and the rich.
Yeah.
And so we can then concentrate in a normal education.
Yes. Okay.
So I really have hope for Taiwan.
Yeah, we're certainly looking forward to a brighter future for Taiwan. I certainly enjoyed the discussion with you today on Taiwan Outlook. We're certainly looking forward to, in the future, when we have the right occasion to have you back on the program again. Thank you very much, Dr. Tzeng.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very nice to
Yes.
see you
And
again.
thank
Raymond.
you for watching our program. I'll see you next time on MacroView Television.